Hello students, our today's topic is band pass filters. So in band pass filter, before going into band pass filter, we have seen LPS filter. What is LPS filter? How is the frequency response? Low pass filter means it will allow the low frequency portion and it will block the higher frequency. Then we have seen high pass filter, where we have seen it is the opposite of low pass, where higher will be allowed, higher will be passed, right? Like in low pass, this portion will be passed and this will be blocked, and here this will be passed, this will be blocked, right? In band pass filter, what happens? It is combination of this two. It is combination of this two. Means by making use of a low pass filter and a high pass filter, this will be your F1, this will be your F2. This we also call this as FL. We also call this as FH. Means this is lower cutoff frequency and this is higher cutoff frequency. This portion is your band pass. Means this band of the portion, this signal of the portion will be passed, whereas rest all other will be blocked. Rest all other will be blocked. This is what will be passed from here to here. Okay. So let us see how does it work by having a circuit. You see here, a band pass filter can be constructed by connecting a low pass filter and a high pass filter in cascade. Cascade means back to back, one after the other. So here input is applied to a low pass filter, then its output is given to a high pass filter, then you will be getting your final output. Okay. The job of low pass filter is to make sure that it offers a higher cutoff frequency of kilohertz. This is for an example. Okay. LPF is responsible FH and high pass filter is responsible for FL. In some textbook this is also written as FC2 and FL is also given as FC1. Fine. So let me draw its frequency response. Its frequency response. Suppose this is your gain 1. Okay. And minus 3 dB is here. Okay. Then your output is going to be here. Like this. And the point where it cuts minus 3 dB is your cutoff frequency. Which cutoff frequency? F1, FC1. This is your FC2. This is also called as FH. This is also called as FL. Okay. Now, what is remaining is this is your frequency. Now, why do we connect LPF and HPF? I'll tell you. See here, the low pass filter will pass all the frequency up to FC2. FC2. What is FC2? FC2 is 100 kilohertz, right? 100 kilohertz. FC2 is 100 kilohertz. Means FC2 is here, right? This is our 100 kilohertz and this is our 10 kilohertz. The job of LPF low pass filter is it offers this. The job of low pass filter is this. This is your FC2. Okay. And it will block all the frequency. And here we have high pass filter. The job of high pass filter is it offers this characteristics. Like this. And here we have FC1. FC1. So while the high pass filter will block all the frequency below 10 kilohertz. Below 10 kilohertz means this portion. This portion that is below 10 kilohertz will be blocked by high pass filter, and low pass filter will make sure it is blocking all the frequency after 100 kilohertz. Okay. So the combination of this filter will pass a band of between FC1 to FC2, that is 10 kilohertz to 100 kilohertz. So this is what it makes pass band filter. So let us have a circuit diagram for this. This is your circuit diagram. So you have R1 C1, R2 C2. Okay. The frequency response is going to be like this. Minus 3 dB. F1, F2, frequency, this is gain. Okay. We also call this as single stage band pass filter. Single stage band pass filter, BPF, single stage band pass filter. Okay. Let us analyze this. Now here we have two capacitors C1 and C2. How to choose this C1 and C2? The capacitance C1 and C2 chosen in such a way that XC2, that is capacitive reactance of C2, XC2 is large enough to be neglected at lower frequency. XC2 should be so high that it can be neglected at lower frequency portion, means before F1. And XC1, capacitive reactance of C1, should be small enough to be neglected at higher frequency portion, means after F2. That is how they should be chosen. So for example, at low frequency, it is in this portion. At low frequency, XC2, capacitive reactance of C2, is so large that it can be eliminated. From the circuit. So let me draw that circuit, how this is going to be modified. If I eliminate XC2, means I can take out C2. If I take out C2, it becomes like this, isn't it? Because at low frequency, XC2 is very, very high. Opposite, right? Inversely proportional, frequency and XC2. So for lower frequency, XC2 is so high that it will not offer any flow of current. So let me remove that part from the circuit. So see how this is how I have modified. So for this, in this case, what will be the gain of the amplifier? AV equal to, our input is provided to inverting terminal, right? So I can write feedback resistance is R2 divided by input resistance. Input resistance, I am not having just R1, I am also having a capacitance here. So I should also consider my capacitance here. So let me write impedance for that. Impedance Z1. What is Z1 here? R2 R1 minus J XC1 minus J XC1. So this is what our Z1 is. By taking magnitude, I can write AV equal to R2 divided by root of R1 square plus XC1 square. This is what the gain is. This is at low frequency. This is at low frequency. This is at low frequency. Means at this portion. This portion. For this portion. Now, at the pass band, where is pass band? Our pass band is here, this portion. This is our pass band between F1 and F2. At pass band, XC1 is much smaller, than the resistance R1. XC1 is much smaller than the resistance R1. Then I can write this AV as R2 divided by just R1. R2 divided by just R1 by neglecting XC1. So this is at pass band. This is at pass band. This is at pass band. Okay. Now let us see what happens at lower cutoff frequency. At lower cutoff frequency, that is F1, which is at the edge, cutting edge, the voltage gain is down. Voltage gain is down by 3 dB and XC1 equals to R1. This happens at F1. At F1, XC1 becomes equal to R1. So this is why the fall with minus 3 dB occurs here. See here. So at this point, your XC1 is equal to R1. Okay. To cause a fall of minus 3 dB. Similarly, at high frequency, XC1 becomes so small that it can be eliminated. It can be eliminated from the circuit. So if I eliminate C1, it is going to become like this. This will become a short, whereas C2 will be present. Your C2 will be present there itself. This is what the modification is. So with this will be acting as your Z2 and Z1 is only your R1. So how can we write voltage gain? Yes, how can we write voltage gain for this circuit now? The modified circuit. The voltage gain is feedback resistance, feedback impedance by input impedance, right? Z2 by Z1. That is AV equal to Z2 by Z1 is our only R1. What we have in Z2? Z2 we have a capacitance C2 parallel with resistance R2, isn't it? Yes. To show this in parallel, if you want, you can write this. One by R2 square plus 1 over XC2 yeah. Now let us see what happens at pass band. Let us see what happens at pass band. At pass band, the frequency, so this pen is not coming, let me change this. At pass band, the frequency XC2 is larger than resistor R1. XC2 is larger than resistor R1. Where is our XC2? Yes, here. So this reactance becomes larger than R1 when at frequency, at the pass band frequency. Hence I can write, finally my gain becomes equal to R2 by R1. Why R2 by R1? Why I have taken only R2? Because XC2 I have neglected. Because XC2 is very large compared to R1. So finally I will get this. What is AV? R2 by R1. Now this is how your inverting amplifier looks like. Feedback resistance by input resistance. So this is at pass band frequency. This is at pass band frequency for this portion. Okay. Therefore, at higher cutoff frequency, which is F2, voltage gain is down by minus 3 dB, which occurs at XC2 equal to R2. When XC2 is equal to R2, this occurs at F2. Where is this? Come for frequency response? Yes, here. At this point, XC2 is equal to R2. This occurs at F2. So finally, to write the design part, let me clean this. So finally we write design like this. Assume the capacitance, assume here C2 to be 1000 picofarad. Okay. R2 equal to XC2. This is at F2 we have seen just now, right? And XC1 is equal to R1. This is at, just tell me, F1. R3 should be equal to R2, and our gain AV is equal to R2 by R1. Yeah, that's it. Let us take one problem. Design a single stage band pass filter to have a voltage gain of 1 and a pass band from 300 Hertz to 30 kilohertz. So by looking at this, anybody can understand which is F1, which is F2, which is lower cutoff frequency, which is higher cutoff frequency. It's better if you draw the band pass filter first. So let me draw it. Yes, this is your circuit, right? So in solution part, hope you remember the design. We were asked to assume capacitance value. C2 should be equal to 1000 picofarad. Assume this. Then according to this values go on calculating or determining the values for other elements, okay, other components. So we know that Xc2 is equal to R2, right? This is at higher cutoff frequency. This is at higher cutoff frequency. This means that if this is the condition, how can I write formula to find R2? To find R2, see here, can I write like this? R2 equal to 1 over 2 pi F2 C2. Can I write? Okay. If you are getting confused, I will replace this. That is C2 equal to R2. So this R2 I have taken here and C2 is here. Okay. Therefore, R2 is equal to 1 over 2 pi F2 by F2 into C2, because C2 we have already assumed here. So if you substitute, what you will get? 2 pi, what is F2 given to you? 30 kilohertz. C2 we have assumed 1000 pico. Pico means 10 raised to minus, yes, 12, right? Therefore, R2 you will be getting around 5.3 kilo ohm. 5.3 kilo ohm. And R3 equal to R2 equal to 5.3 kilo ohm, because we want the gain to be equal to 1. Feedback resistance equal to R3, right? See, R3 I have missed here, this point. R3. Yes, now to have voltage gain of 1 means AV equal to 1. To have this, our feedback resistance should be equal to input resistance, right? Isn't it? So I can write my input resistance R1 should be equal to R2, that is 5.3 kilo ohm, right? This is because we already have AV equal to R2 by R1. Now we have one more condition to find C1. Xc1 is equal to R1 at F1, isn't it? This is very important condition. So with this I can write, we have R1, so we can find C1 value 1 over 2 pi F1 R1, right? You substitute value here, 2 pi, what is F1? 300 Hertz. R1 is 5.3 kilo. So this will give you C1 equal to 0.1 microfarad. So this is your C1, C2, C1, C2, R1, R2, R3. Okay. So let me stop here. This is your solution.